Hey, you're still awake? The room is dark, but your eyes are open. Your jaw is tight, shoulders won't drop. The phone is face down, but part of you is still waiting for it. The clock changes numbers again. Your chest feels heavy. Breath stays shallow. Nothing is happening. And everything feels loud. Tonight, you don't need to fix anything. You don't need to figure your life out right now. In a moment, we'll look at a small space most people miss. The space between a thought and what you do with it. If your shoulders want to drop, let them. If your eyes want to close, that's fine. Just breathe a little slower and listen. Listen. You're not exhausted because life is heavy. You're exhausted because nothing ever gets a chance to settle before you react to it. Even now, lying there, your body knows it. The jaw stays tight, like it's bracing for impact. Your shoulders are still half raised, as if the night might suddenly demand something from you. The phone is face down, silent, but a part of you is still leaning toward it, waiting. Not for a message, for permission to respond, to engage, to do something. This is what drains you. Not the problems themselves, but the constant readiness. The way your system never stands down. All day, you move from one signal to the next. An email tone, a comment that lands wrong, a look that feels off, a memory that shouldn't still have this much power. Each one pulls at you. Each one asks for a reaction, and without noticing, you give it one, internally, if not out loud. That's the part most people miss. You don't have to say anything for your body to go to war. The argument can play out entirely in your chest. The defense can happen silently, on repeat, while the room stays quiet. By nightfall, you're not tired. You're spent. There's a man I once noticed at a crowded diner off a highway. Late evening, neon buzzing, plates clinking, voices overlapping. Most people were leaning forward, talking over each other, laughing too loud, reacting to every joke, every slight. But he wasn't. He sat back, hands still, eyes open, but not scattered. Nothing about him looked passive. He wasn't checked out. He was choosing where his energy went. When someone bumped his chair, he paused. Just a beat. No glare. No comment. The moment passed. And with it, the tension that usually follows. That pause, that almost invisible gap, is rare now. And because it's rare, it's powerful. Modern life trains you out of it. Every notification teaches speed. Every opinion demands a stance. Every feed rewards reaction over restraint. You're not failing at discipline. You're being conditioned against it. Stoicism was never about becoming numb. It was built for moments like this, when the world presses in and your instincts want to fire first. The Stoics trained for pressure, not peace. They knew the real battle wasn't out there. It was the split second before action. Here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Reacting feels like relief. For a moment, it feels like control, like movement, like staying relevant. But it comes with a cost that shows up later, when the room finally goes dark and your mind won't power down. When you replay conversations you already lost. When your body stays alert long after the thread is gone. Silence, on the other hand, feels uncomfortable at first, like weakness, like letting something slide. But over time, it builds something quieter and stronger. Command. Mental strength isn't loud. Mental toughness isn't aggressive. It's the ability to delay just long enough to decide instead of react. That's the life lesson most men never get taught. You don't need to respond to every stimulus. You don't need to win every exchange. You don't need to carry every weight that's handed to you. The strongest move is often the one no one sees. The pause, the breath, the refusal to be pulled. This is where the work begins. Not with big changes, but with one small interruption in the pattern. Stay with me. Let the noise hover without answering it. Let the body feel what it feels without obeying it, just for a moment. This isn't escape, it's training. And if something in these words feels familiar, if they match the quiet tension you carry into the night, you're not alone. You're right on the edge of the work. Stay here with Stoic Saga, right on the edge of it. The night doesn't feel dramatic. It never does. It's just another parking lot after work. Asphalt still warm, one light flickering. You're sitting in the car with the engine off, hands resting on the wheel longer than necessary. Keys lie heavy in your palm. The building behind you is dark now. Everyone's gone home. Inside the car, there's that familiar stillness that isn't really still. The dashboard clock glows. Your phone lights up once, then goes quiet again. You don't pick it up, but you don't look away either. This is where most days end, not in collapse, in suspension. You replay the last conversation without meaning to. The tone that rubbed wrong, the thing you almost said, the thing you wish you had. Your body leans forward slightly, like it's waiting for a green light that never comes. I used to think this moment meant I was behind, that I hadn't done enough, that something still needed fixing before I could rest. But standing in that same kind of parking lot years ago, I noticed something different. 2 cars over, a man about my age sat with his door open, feet on the ground, no phone, no rush, just breathing, slow and deliberate, staring at nothing in particular. A coworker walked past and joked, "Long day?" The man nodded once. "Yeah," he said. Then he smiled faintly and added, "But I'm not bringing it home." That stayed with me. Most of us don't realize how much we carry past the point of usefulness. We haul the day with us. Every word, every look, every unresolved edge, like it's part of the job. Like letting go would mean we didn't care. But care doesn't require constant engagement. And strength doesn't mean staying on guard. The Stoics understood this deeply. They weren't searching for calm environments. They were training for unstable ones. They knew the real test wasn't chaos itself, but what you do with it once it enters you. Here, in this small, forgettable place, that training becomes real. This moment offers you a quiet lesson, one most people rush past. You don't have to respond to every thought. You don't have to settle every score internally. You don't have to keep your nervous system enlisted after the shift is over. Mental strength shows up here, not in speeches, not in wins, but in the decision to stand down. There's an old image from Stoic writing that returns to me often. A fortress within, not walls that keep life out, but a center that doesn't collapse when life presses in. Right now, this car is just a car. This parking lot is just concrete. And the tension you feel is just a signal, not a command. Let's pause here for a moment. Feel where your body is still braced. The jaw, the shoulders, the hands. If they want to loosen, let them. If the breath wants to slow, allow it. No technique, no fixing, just noticing. This is Stoic meditation in its simplest form. Awareness without reaction. Presence without commentary. If you want to write later, do it. A few lines in a Stoic journal. Nothing poetic, just what you noticed and what you chose not to chase. That choice is the life lesson, and it builds something durable. Mental toughness isn't staying tense forever. It's knowing when to release. Mental strength isn't reacting faster. It's choosing whether to react at all. The man who left his work in the parking lot wasn't weak. He was disciplined. He knew where his responsibility ended. If this moment feels familiar, if you've sat in this same quiet space more times than you can count, then you already know where the work is. And if these words meet you there, stay with Stoic Saga, where the work actually shows up. What most people never see is that nothing here is attacking you. There's no villain standing outside the car, no crisis demanding a response. And yet, your body stays alert, like something is about to happen. That's because the enemy isn't an event. It's a reflex. It's the habit that's been trained into you quietly over years. The habit of reacting before you choose. Every buzz teaches it. Every comment sharpens it. Every moment you feel pulled to respond trains it deeper. Reaction culture doesn't announce itself. It doesn't feel dangerous. It feels normal. You answer fast. You defend quickly. You explain yourself before anyone even asks. Not because you're weak, because you've been conditioned. I noticed it once in a grocery store line late at night. A man in front of me got a text, glanced down, frowned, and immediately started typing. Shoulders tight, thumb moving fast, whole body leaning into a screen no bigger than his palm. Then something small happened. He stopped, mid-sentence, locked the phone, slid it back into his pocket. He exhaled like he'd just dropped something heavy. The cashier asked, "Everything okay?" He nodded. "Yeah," he said. Didn't need to answer that. That's when it clicked. Reaction culture doesn't force you to respond. It just convinces you that not responding is a loss. It frames restraint as weakness, silence as avoidance, delay as fear. But that's the lie. The Stoics trained for this exact pressure, not the pressure of war or politics, but the pressure of impulse. They understood that between stimulus and action, there is a narrow space. And that space is where freedom lives. Lose that space, and you live on command. Keep it, and you live by choice. Here's the deeper truth. Most of your exhaustion isn't physical, it's moral. It comes from betraying your own standards in tiny ways all day long. Reacting when you meant to pause. Speaking when you meant to stay quiet. Engaging when you meant to walk away. Reaction culture feeds on speed, but character is built on delay. Let that settle. Mental toughness isn't about being harder. It's about being slower when it matters. A few life lessons rise out of this if you're willing to see them clearly. You don't owe every thought an answer. You don't owe every person an explanation. You don't owe every emotion your obedience. Silence is not surrender. Restraint is not retreat. This is mental strength in practice. This is mental toughness without noise. Take a moment now. Feel where the urge to react still lives in your body. Maybe it's in your hands, maybe your chest, maybe the jaw again. Don't change it, just notice it. This is Stoic meditation, not closing your eyes to the world, but opening them without flinching. Awareness without movement. Presence without performance. If you keep a Stoic journal, this is worth one simple line later. What did I feel pulled to react to today? And what did I choose instead? That question sharpens you. Reaction culture wants you loud, fast, and predictable. Stoicism trains you to be quiet, steady, and free. If these words hit something real in you, if you recognize the reflex and feel the weight of it, quiet, steady, and free. Most people are taught that reacting is healthy, that letting it out is honest, that holding back means something is wrong. You see it everywhere. A raised voice gets called being real. An instant reply gets praised as confidence. Silence gets labeled cold, so you learn early. If something hits you, hit back. If something stirs you, express it. If something bothers you, resolve it immediately. That becomes the normal way to live. But watch closely what that normal produces. A man snaps at his kid after a long day, then tells himself he was just tired. A comment online pulls him into a 30-minute argument that leaves his chest tight and his mind racing. A look from a stranger becomes a story he carries home, turning over again and again. Nothing dramatic,